Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for tonight's Thursday night football game between the Seahawks and the Cowboys. We're into week 13 of the NFL season. It's crazy that we're already this late into the season. The season's getting close to being over, but yeah, we got a Thursday night football game tonight between the Seahawks and the Cowboys, and I got two player props, guys, that I like over on Prizepicks for tonight's game. So as always, we are going to talk through each one of these two plays and share why I like them. Before we do get started though, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they do help you out, make sure you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, you can sign up for Prizepicks linked down below in the description, or just when you sign up, make sure to use promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. And I do want to give a shout out to Sleeper because we do also have a partnership with Sleeper, guys. And if you don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can sign up for Sleeper as well using promo code NOAH, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100 over there. Now, if you don't know what Sleeper is, they are an app very similar to Prizepicks, very similar to a lot of these other DFS pick'em apps you see around the industry. But Sleeper does offer some things that some of these other sites don't offer. Sleeper does offer payouts up to 100x. So if you're one of those people that really likes to chase those high payouts, you can do that over on Sleeper. You can build up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper, and you can win up to 100x your money. If you want to check them out, guys, if you want to see all the props they have to offer, sign up for Sleeper, use that promo code NOAH, and you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But let's go ahead and talk through the props I like for tonight's game, switch over to Prizepicks, and let's break them down. So for tonight's game, I got a rushing yards prop that I'm liking, and then a pass completions prop that I'm liking. So for rushing yards, we're going to look at Tony Pollard's rush yards prop of 63.5. And I do like the over here for Pollard. Now, if you look at Pollard's last 5 games, obviously it's not very promising because he's only hit this in once out of his last 5 games. But you can't really focus too much onto that. You got to kind of look at the bigger picture. And this is a really good matchup for Pollard. This is a really good game script for Pollard and for the running game. The Cowboys are big favorites here at home. They're 9-point favorites. So this does set up as a game where the Cowboys should be playing with the lead, and as long as they don't come out here and just blow out the Seahawks, we should see Pollard getting a lot of carries late in the game, assuming the game is relatively competitive. The only reason that Pollard hasn't gotten as many carries the last few weeks is just because all these games have been blowouts, especially their last 3 games. Against the Giants, that game was a blowout. If you look at the final score of that game, the Cowboys won that game very easily, 49-17. Pollard still did get 15 carries in that game, but a lot of those late game carries he wasn't getting because they had a lot of the backups in. And the game against Carolina was another pretty easy win for the Cowboys. They won that game 33-10. Pollard got 12 carries in that game. And then last week against Washington, he got 13 carries, was really efficient on the ground. And that's something that I do really like to see, is that Pollard's efficiency, his efficiency has not been as good this season as we've seen in previous seasons, but the efficiency is starting to get better for Pollard, and it seems like he's really starting to get that explosiveness back, because if you look at his last 2 weeks, in that game against Carolina, he had 12 carries for 61 yards, so he averaged over 5 yards per carry. And then last week against Washington, he had 13 carries for 79 yards, averaged over 6 yards per carry. This is a good matchup for Pollard against the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been vulnerable against the run this season. They've been a team you can beat on the ground. Really like this matchup for Pollard here. I like the expected volume Pollard's going to get in this game. If you look at his rush attempts prop, it's set at 14.5, and Juice is favoring the over on that. I do like both these props, actually, rush yards and rush attempts. I think both these are fairly, relatively good plays. Right now, DK Sportsbook has Pollard minus 130, favored to go over 14.5 rush attempts. So if you want to take that, I don't mind that either. I could definitely see a scenario, though, where Pollard doesn't get 15 carries, but he still gets 64 yards. And I feel pretty good that if he gets 15 carries, he probably gets 64 yards. I mean, if you look at the games this season where he's had at least 15 carries, he had 15 carries against the Giants, only 55 yards. But again, he only averaged 3.7 yards per carry in that game. So his efficiency was really bad. His efficiency was really bad against the Chargers. He had 15 carries for only 30 yards. Like I said earlier, though, the efficiency has started to get a lot better for Pollard. And I'd be willing to bet, more times than not, if he gets 15 carries against the Seahawks defense that has been vulnerable against the run, he's probably getting 64 yards. And, let's say he has a couple long runs, maybe only gets like 12 or 13 carries, there's definitely a chance he could still have 64 yards if he's got, if he continues to have good efficiency like he has the last 2 weeks. So I like both these props for tonight. I think I'm going to side with rush yards, though. But if you want to go with the rush attempts, I don't mind that either. But that's the first play I do like for tonight is Tony Pollard, more than 63.5 rush yards. And then the other play I like to pair with that on the other side of the game, we're going to look at Geno Smith's pass completions prop of 21.5, and I also like the over here, more than 21.5 pass completions for Geno Smith. Now, kind of playing the opposite game script here. We like Pollard because, it's expected to be a game where the Cowboys are going to be playing with a lead. They're, 9-point favorites at home. Well, on the road, the Seahawks are coming into this game as 9-point underdogs. This projects to be a game where they're going to be playing from behind. And if that's the case, if they're playing from behind, teams typically will have to, up their pass rate. They're going to have to usually throw more if they're playing from behind. And if we're going to get one of these games where Geno Smith has to throw the ball like 34, 35 times, I think we got a pretty good chance of getting 22 completions from Geno Smith because, if you look at his props for tonight, if you look at his pass attempts prop, that line is set at 34. In every game this season where Geno Smith has had at least 34 pass attempts, he has also had at least 22 completions in all those games. So in their game against the Rams, 34 pass attempts, 22 completions. Against Washington, 47 pass attempts, 31 completions. Against Cleveland, 37 pass attempts, 23 completions. Against Cincinnati, 41 attempts, 27 completions. Against Carolina, 36 attempts, 23 completions. And against Detroit, 41 attempts, 32 completions. I don't know if we're going to get that many attempts from Geno Smith here, but if the game does go south, if the Seahawks are playing from behind, we could see 35, 36, 37 pass attempts here for Geno Smith. I kind of like both these props, pass attempts and completions. But right now on DK Sportsbook, the juice is favoring the over on completions, minus 130. His pass attempts prop on DK Sportsbook is set at 34.5, but the juice is favoring the under on that, which is why you see Prizepicks has bumped their line on the attempts down to 34. Again, you could take either one of those, but I like completions a little bit more. Geno Smith has typically been a fairly efficient passer. Last season, he actually did lead the league in completion percentage. Now, his completion percentage this season isn't nearly as good as it was last season. It's a few percentage points down. But still, this is a spot where you do expect the Seahawks to be playing from behind. You expect them to have to lean on their passing game. And again, Geno Smith's a guy that he'll take those short passes. He'll get those easy completions when he has to. And typically when he gets 34, 35, 36 pass attempts, he's going to get 22 completions more times than not. I know last week, against the 49ers, that was a game where they were playing from behind. Geno Smith did throw the ball 27 times in that game, but the attempts weren't really there in that one. 27 attempts is not obviously what we're really banking on here. We're banking on like 33, 34 attempts for Geno. And again, if he gets that many attempts, I think he's got a pretty good chance of getting 22 completions. Geno Smith was dealing with an elbow injury last week in that game against the 49ers, but he was a full participant in practice this week. So even on a short week, or I guess it's technically not a short week since they played on Thursday of last week, so it's pretty much been a full week. It looks like Geno Smith's good to go here. Like he's not on the injury report or anything. He was a full participant in practice. So it seems like that elbow injury that he was dealing with last week is behind him now. With DK Sportsbook favoring the odds here, favoring the over on 21.5 completions for Geno Smith. This is the other play I do like for tonight. So these are two props, guys, I'm liking for tonight's Thursday night football game. Tony Pollard, more than 63.5 rush yards, and Geno Smith, more than 21.5 pass completions. Kind of playing the game script that the Vegas has projected here. Hopefully, the Cowboys get out to an early lead. Maybe they'll lean on their rushing game a little bit more, and then obviously that'll force Seattle hopefully to lean on their passing game. What I don't want is this game to be like a blowout. And if the Cowboys win by like 4 or 5 touchdowns like they have the last few weeks, then we're probably going to be in trouble because at that point, maybe Pollard doesn't get those fourth quarter carries. Maybe I don't think the Seahawks would take Geno out of the game. The game would have to be really out of hand for them to take Geno out, but hopefully it's a relatively competitive game. Cowboys win by like 10, 12 points, and I think if that's the case, we got a pretty good chance to hit both these props if the game script plays out that way. So again, guys, these are two props I'm liking for Thursday Night Football tonight. If you guys are going to be tailing me on these two plays, hopefully we can hit both these plays, make some money tonight. As always, appreciate you guys watching these videos, supporting the content. If you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, again, hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, be sure to sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up, and you will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. But that's all that I got for tonight, guys. Good luck on this slate. Appreciate you guys watching the videos. As always, supporting the content. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace.